recognizing that mental health treatment and drug treatment can reduce the jail population, what can be done in a large amount of Cook County to implement those kinds of programs?
Well, one of the issues we have, of course, is that we spend so much money on the jail, it's hard to find the resources to do some of these diversion alternatives to detention diversion programs that we clearly see are necessary. And that's why our first priority is reducing the jail population. But you know, the jail population is not entirely in the control of county officials. 80% of the people in our jail come from the city of Chicago, which is half the population of the county. So half the people, but 80% of the people in the jail. And a change in police strategy, like deciding to arrest a lot more people, can have an impact on your jail regardless of what county officials decide to do. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. We've got two problems. One, a dramatic increase in arrests, and the other, a significant increase in the time that it takes from appearing in bond court to adjudication and disposition of your case. And it's really only the second of those things that's under our control. The number of arrests depends on policing strategies in all the municipalities within the county, particularly the city of Chicago.
I think that the population in general is pretty far behind the curve still in terms of seeing drug and alcohol use as self-medicating for underlying mental health issues. And as long as that's the case, you have a lot of people seeing it as willful bad behavior that should be punished.
And personal responsibility.
Correct. And as part of the strategy of pointing out that the lock 'em up strategy not only has failed to reduce crime, but it is bankrupting us. I think a piece that we all need to focus on some more is that we're dealing here with mental health issues, and we really need to do some self-examination about why so many people have that need.
Well, in terms of data is concerned, I think that one of the priorities of any court system has to be transparency, and that the data has to come out, and how it falls is up to interpretation, obviously. But I think when you look at a history of a case, you look at the number of continuances of that case, how many times that case was touched in court, what can you do to reduce that? Look at the time between the arrest and the plea. You start looking at even interior measurements data. Time between a plea and the sentencing. Why is it taking so long to get somebody sentenced? Where can you speed that part? As far as public attitude of addiction, we've got to really engage in some education. I think for years people thought the kids were truant because they're just being jerks. But anybody who looks at the truancy problems in our society realizes that kids are truant for hundreds of reasons. They don't have the proper clothing, they're getting bullied, somebody is saying stay home and take care of grandma, or stay home and take care of the baby. We had kids tell judges, do whatever you want, but nothing you can do is even worse than what happens to me when I go to school. And so we've educated people, and this is one example of truancy. What I'm saying is we've got to do the same thing with drug and alcohol. We've got to raise the general level of knowledge of society to understand what goes into these problems so that we can intelligently